Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2. This is another round from the weekend tank driver situation battle, which will be back on PSN this following week. That was the underside of a Zamel's foot next to me. That gives you an idea of just how small the Gigan actually is. It's probably the second smallest tank on this stage next to the Loto, which is, very, very small. It's also probably the fastest non-transforming tank, assuming the stats have not been modified too much. It should have a base movement speed of 140, which again at 200, which is where its cost comes in, that's pretty high, especially for a support. And yeah, just pretend that it was the momentum of the Gigan that made me miss that, and not just me missing, because it was just me missing. Yeah, it is a fast little thing. I swear it turns a little faster here than the stock one does. It doesn't mention that as a modification in the situation battle page. All it mentions is that basically any of the tanks that did not have balancers now probably have them, and also they upped the melee damage on everything. So yeah, just everybody. If you want to do tank boxing, if you can get a couple of teams in this situation battle that agree to it, it's viable. Because yeah, I'm going to land a couple of good hits with clamps here in a minute, and they are pretty substantial. Yeah, the side swing was 2300. And unless you went absolutely insane and built a Gigan entirely for melee, I cannot picture you doing that to another tank type at all. I'm trying to go in for melee, which is foolish, but I'm also just, Gatlings are almost empty. I think the main turret was reloading, or I thought it would be too slow for this range, and I might have been right, and I might not. Either way, gun tank is down. But yeah, Gigan is, it's a fun suit. Yeah, 3744 against the gun tank too, which I believe does have incredibly low melee defense. I want to say it might be one of the ones that comes in with a melee defense of 0. But I'm not 100% sure about that. It's been a while since we looked at the gun tank, too. But yeah, that assault gun tank, however, was very ready for me to be trying to punch things, so it just took me out. Yeah, Gigan is pretty fast. It's pretty small, has decent weapons, and yeah, the turn speed is an issue, but it is pretty good overall. And yeah, if you go to the Gundam Unofficial website, which is run by a longtime Gundam translator Mark Simmons, you can see his translation of the 52 episode outline memo that Tomino put out halfway through the series, because basically halfway through they were looking to rework things and hopefully bring it, make it a little bit more popular, and add things that they add, upgrade units they could sell and things like that. So yeah, just apparently this is not uncommon. Like a couple of cores in the sponsor will come back with requests and decide if they're going to renew you or not. But yeah, originally in that 52 episode plan, a lot of things were going to be different. And some of them I feel like got incorporated into GQucks. If you look at the memo, you can judge for yourself. But a lot of the things with the Elmeth being on the moon and things like that, yeah, those definitely feel like they inspired GQucks. And then in the last episode, the Gigan was supposed to be the mobile suit that destroyed the Gundam, which kind of makes sense because Char was alive but out of the picture at that point, and yeah, he was very, so yeah, the Gundam got taken out by just this goofy little guy. That feels very right for Tomino. That seems like his kind of sense of humor. But yeah, it's an interesting memo. There's a lot of stuff there. Do I think Gundam would have been as popular as it is if it had gone that route instead of the route it did? Probably not. It's hard to say, but it is an interesting read for sure. I like, and there's a lot of like pre-production artwork for the various Gundam TV series and histories of most of the UC Gundam series production on there as well. And it's, again, the man knows his stuff. He's been at this for longer than I have been a Gundam fan. He is very good And beyond which, he's just an incredibly nice person generally. So, yeah, shout out to Mark Simmons in general, just because he is one of the people who was there when I got into Gundam and was a very welcoming presence, a very cool guy. But yeah, it's like I said, interesting stuff. I like production histories and things like that, and yeah, he's managed to gather an awful lot of the various pictures of like early mobile suit designs that did not get used, some that I had not seen before looking at that. So yeah. Anyway, back to the fight, hopefully. Yeah, man, I don't even know what to say about the Gigan at this point, except I would be happy to see it buffed. And I don't think it's bad as it is, but yeah, it could definitely be pushed a little further. I'm going to have to just take it out with custom parts and what have you and see what I can accomplish with it to see how it is. I do still wish that the custom parts were not as load bearing to an awful lot of the things you use them on as they are. But yeah, I have had a lot more success with it as I expand my custom part builds, particularly in the fields of damage and damage reduction. Those I feel like are the things that make the biggest difference. I mean, obviously, you deal more damage, you can take more damage without exploding. That's gonna be a game changer every time. But yeah, so it's if you're new to the game and you're wondering what to spend your recycle tickets on, getting as many different custom parts as you can is not a bad place to start, because yeah, just the more specific things you can design a build for, the better off you are going to be. Like if you want to build something that has like ridiculous firepower, great, you can do it. Something that reloads super fast, which with these tank units that have all ballistic ammo based weapons, that can be very, very useful to have. Things like that. And I think something here must have had incendiary weapons. I think the Gun Tank 2 does, because yeah, something got me down to 1 hit point. I don't think I got hit by friendly. Oh, the Loto, I'm sure that does, but yeah, because incendiary weapons specifically, things that set you on fire, cannot destroy your mobile suit. They can take you down to 1 hit point, which is where I was, but they can't destroy it. That is not true of area of effect weapons like jamming fields and chain explosions. Those can take you out. So, but yeah, specifically things that set your mobile suit on fire will just leave you at 1 hit point, which is a precarious situation, obviously, but it is one that you can sometimes work with in the right circumstances. Or, just get blown up and respawn. One of the two. But yeah, look how tiny that is compared to the Nomadus, compared to the Zamel. Yeah, it is small. And I was in everybody's faces with it. 29% diversions. 98,000 damage, 3 and 4. Yeah, so the damage was good at least for as much time as I spent up on people. The Gatling on that is really good. But anyway, that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. So yeah, last night I did finish Yorai Shinden Samurai Troopers. It is excellent. Looks like the next set of episodes starts in July. Going to be looking forward to that. And I think I'm going to go start on that model kit now, actually.